Good morning, all. Myself, Dr. Hemlata MS. I'm working as assistant professor at Food Science and Nutrition Department. Welcome to this open elective, which you have opted healthy lifestyle and nutrition from offered from our department under the stream of clinical nutrition and dietetics. So, very first unit, we'll be starting with food, nutrition, and health. Okay, food, nutrition, and health. So, in just a few words about course introduction, this good nutrition is one of the key for health life. As you know, human beings require water, air, and food to live. So, food becomes the integrated part of our body or of our living. And this food contains vitamins, minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and other nutrients which are required for the body. So here you have opted for healthy lifestyle. That means your lifestyle should be healthy from consuming the food you what you eat, and also you should see which is the best possible food. And apart from that, your lifestyle also need to change. That means you need to have your regular exercises. Your energy intake should be in limitation, and other possible things you need to work out. So, in the first part, we are just getting introduced to food and nutrition. So, this is so nutrition begins with food. So, nutrition is the process by which body nourishes itself, transforming food into energy and body tissues. So, nutrition is important for all organisms, and it is essential for growth, development, well-being, healthy lifestyle, and then in order to prevent or avoid future illness, and also to improve the quality and length of life. And this nutritional status is determined by the eating habits. So nutrients are described as chemical components of foods which are present in the food items. So that is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, and water also. Water is not technically a nutrient, but very much essential for the body. So, in that part, we come to the very first unit, that is food, nutrition, and health. Okay, so you will be studying about health, what is food, nutrition, then the nutrients present in the food, health, fitness, and role of food and nutrition in maintaining health, and understanding what is balanced diet, and the concept of planning and consuming diets. Okay, we'll go to the next slide. Yeah. So healthy diet includes lot of natural foods. A sizable portion or a healthy diet consists of fruits, vegetables, etc. So healthy diet is made up of all the type of foods, that is cereals, fruits, vegetables, and legumes, pulses, and also if you are a non-vegetarian to certain extent of non-veg food stuff, everything in combination makes a healthy diet. So first let us see what is food. Food can be defined as anything which is solid or liquid, which can be swallowed, digested, and assimilated. And it provides essential nutrients to our body to keep our health, to keep ourselves healthy. And food supplies energy and enables growth, repair, and tissues. Okay, so and these foods are mainly from plants, animals, etc. The main sources of these food is from plants and animals. Then comes the nutrition. Nutrition is defined as a science of food where nutrients and other substances they contain of their action is very much included in ingestion, digestion, absorption, metabolism, and also excretion. Okay, so this is nutrition. So when they summarize, they do all the physiological dimensions required for to be well-being in terms of socially, psychologically, and economically. And nutrients are the constituents in food that may be supplied to the body in suitable amounts. So they include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, water, and to certain extent, dietary fiber. Then coming to the physical fitness. So it is a state of health, well-being, and more specifically, the ability to perform the aspects of sports or occupations or your daily activities. For example, if you are working as a software engineer, then what is that you need to do? You need to work in front of the system. And so, how much energy you require for working under the system. So, this is what is called as physical fitness. So, maybe if you are not healthy enough, you will not be in a position to come and sit down and work for a longer time. Apart from that, these are the minor occupations you have. Then do you have a higher this one where you do certain house chores or works or some sports or something, or you may be an athlete. Then the question of physical fitness varies. How you need to be physically fit to perform the activities. And then there are certain other options also where physical fitness is hindered. One is fatigue or lethargic. That means you lose your control over on your body and you are not able to do the works. So that is one condition. Then you have nutrients. Then you have nutrients. In nutrients, let me move the slide. Yeah. In nutrients, you have two types. One is the macronutrients and the other one is the micronutrients. So macronutrients are macros, means they are required in large quantity. And these are essential nutrients that required for maintaining health, and also they generate energy for our body, and they help in preventing the diseases and also allow the body to function appropriately. So these macronutrients also contain energy in the form of calories. So carbohydrate is one of the important source of calorie, and then protein and fat. So if you consume 1 gram of carbohydrate, it will yield you 4 kilocalories of energy. Similarly, protein also yields 4 kilocalories of energy, whereas fat, it is a richer source of energy and it yields around 9 kilocalories. Okay. Then you have the micronutrients. These are present, are essential in small amounts. Maybe what you call it as mg or μg, that is milligram or microgram. So usually these micronutrients are vitamins and minerals. And vitamins as such, there are two types. One is for fat soluble vitamins, and then water soluble vitamins. In fat soluble vitamins, you have vitamin A, D, E, K. In water soluble vitamins, there are vitamin B1, B2, and vitamin C. Okay, so this takes care of the protection of the body. So anything in deficiency in iron, iodine, vitamin A, then there may be certain problems with eyes, and then blood, and also during the childbirth. So micronutrient deficiency can cause visible and dangerous health conditions, although it is required in a very minute like mg or μg. The extent of work what it does is too high. So anything you within that period, if it is not available, then the causes of deficiency disorder definitely arises due to micronutrients. Okay. Then what are the factors influencing food choice? So everybody will not have the same food activity. So self awareness becomes very important here. So how they are going to take the food, how they are going to consume food. For example, what I consume may not be the same food choice of your consumption. Like for example, if I like to eat rice, your choice may be chapati, or that is mainly wheat. So how this food choice or food taste or appetization for one food item, how does that arise? What are the reasons for that? One thing is culture. The very first thing is culture. So culture has an enormous influence on what we eat. So the word is it is there are many things: own customs, social institutions, and then the food which has been utilized regularly from their home, and which they have the appetization for that. So that is the first thing which happens. So culture plays a role there. Then religion, of course. Religion is one of the factors for influencing food choices. So many of the religions we don't like beef, and few religion do not like pork. So definitely they avoid it. And few do not like the consumption of alcohol. So there also religion plays a role, and based on the religion also the food choices comes into question. Then is the family. So family is an enormous influence. So the family, how what the mother cooks, your mother food, or it has been brought from your forefathers, that type of food item has been used to it in your family. So you and the children, when they grow up, they are exposed to that type of food, because it's the mother who cooks or the grandmother who cooks, or maybe even the father or grandfather also may be having a hand over there. But it is all because of what the family habits they have. So that influences the culture of consumption of food. Then peers in sense your friends. So what does your friend talk about? So if the yep, it is the your friend brings his family influence, and you bring your own family influence, there when you interrelate, or when you talk to each other, and when you discuss about food, the behavioral pattern, definitely you try to adopt their food item and they try to adopt your food item. So that is one peers. Then cost, very 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 important. In this fast competitive world, there are different food items which is present. Food items, as no, the rate varies, right, from 1 rupee to lakhs of rupees. So it depends. And there are very few food stuff it is very expensive. And it depends on the cost, whether you, how much of your budget can hold the food what you want to eat. So if your monthly income is 10,000, you cannot be consuming food for 10,000. It is impossible. So what is your budget for consumption of food? So that also matters some more. Then the income also is the same. So if you have sufficient income, then there is sufficient appraisal for food items. If your income is high, you will go for the costlier food. If your income is low, you'll go for the cheaper food. Then availability and access. Yes, this is very very important nowadays because of globalization and flights moving everywhere in the world. We have all sorts of exotic fruits available in India, and also our fruits are being exported there throughout the world. But there were certain conditions, even today for that matter, villages or some remote areas, they do not have access for all the foodstuffs possible. So what is available in their geographical conditions only, they can consume that food. So that is availability and access. Then coming to the last part, that is the education. It's not last but the least, education. So when you get knowledge about nutritional value of foods, and when you know that food item is good, whether it is not whether it is part of your culture or not, whether it is costly or not, whether your income allows or not, you will definitely have a choice for consumption of that particular food. So education plays a important role here. Then comes cooking passion and skill. Yes, many women or many men also have a passion for cooking, and they try to, and few are blessed with this culinary skills also. They try to experiment new things by doing new items, and this one. Today, YouTube channels and other mode of media has become very strong, and any food item, anything you want to cook, definitely it is available there in the internet. So you don't have to have recipe books now. So it is already available. So immediately you just check it out. It is available in within 1 to 2 minutes also. You just have to scroll, and you have to put your own talent and skill and to prepare the cooked food. So if you have that interest for cooking passion and skill to do, definitely you will try it out in your own food culture. Then above all the time, so suppose if you are in a busy schedule, it's not possible for you to cook heavy foods, heavy lunches, heavy foodstuffs. So then the question comes, you need to stick on to the time, and you need to prepare foodstuffs which you can deliver on time within the duration, so that it's ready for your child or for your husband, where you need to, or you yourself need to go, have to go to office, so you need to pick up your lunch box. So that is about the time. Then mental health. Yes, Definitely, mental health is a very, very important influence on the food choice. If you are under depression, anxiety, frustration, anger, you will indulge in overeating or highly palatable foods, or sometimes you may not eat at all. So, both things can happen. It depends on the mental health, how you need to take up. Sometimes, if people are suffering from depression, they become weak also, because they would have stopped eating, and sometimes they would have increased their weight, excessively increased their weight because of anxiety. They would have consumed more than what is required. Then mood, yeah, it is linked with mental health itself. Sometimes when your mood is enough and your levels of body pleasure is good, you would like to consume more and then healthy, think and feel good for whatever you are eating and enjoy the food what you are eating. Okay, excuse me. So that is mood. And then stress. So today's world, especially when you are in a city and your lifestyle is excessively competitive, there is no question of relaxation and this one, then definitely you will end up in eating some sweets foods like or excessive salt foods. Now maybe a junk food or fast food instantaneously in order to reduce those stress. Then guilt is another factor. So when you overindulge in unhealthy food, then you make up your mind that no, I'm not eating anything from outside. I'm not going to get according to the I'm not going to eat anything extra or junk food anything. I will eat everything healthy and let me prepare. So suddenly your food choices for healthier food choices develops. Okay, then beliefs and ethics. So there are some beliefs in certain community based on the ethics that should not consume those foods. You need not consume those food. Instead, you need to pay attention to others. There are some beliefs on this day you should not consume this food. So that also matters. Then routine. Regularly, you are being accustomed to few cultures and ethics. So based on that, your food of eating will be done. Suppose if there is any variations, then there is changes. So otherwise you will stick on to the routines. Then athletic pursuits, this happens when the sports person is very is a I mean is his food stuff or this one is very much complementary, and he has to have a proper nutrition or of something that kind, then your food choices will be very, very high. Then dietary condition, sensitivity, intolerance, and allergies. Few people, they want it or not, they are intolerant towards certain foodstuffs, and they are also allergic. They would have had an aversion, or otherwise, after consuming it, immediately they start some cold or cough or something of that kind, or even gastritis for that matter. So these also is a important choice for food selection. Of course, very important, hunger. So if you have hunger, if you're feeling hungry, then your food choice you will definitely eat. Even if if you are hungry, sometimes appetite will not be there. This is another different form of hunger. So if you have that appetization for eating certain food stuff, basically based on some smell or flavor, etc., then you go and end up in this eating this food. Then taste, yes. What is my taste? What I want to have. Suppose I am interested in having dosa. I would like to have dosas regularly. So that is the taste. Then marketing. So marketing these days, television is gone. Television has become a different OTT format now. We have different social medias coming up, and we have our own Google also. And many a times they do the marketing and bring down many new foodstuffs. Earlier, we were not used to these cornflakes or oats, etc. Because of the media and cookery shows, etc., we are being getting used to those foodstuffs so that we can consume. Okay. Then exposure. So, how much of you are exposed to that foodstuff and whether you are able to eat that. So, that is again also counts a point. So that is one of the important factors. So these are the factors which influence the foodstuff of your choice, what you want to eat. Okay. So next part, coming to health and wellness. So health and wellness are terms that are interchange. If you say I'm in a good health, it definitely means I am well, I'm all right. So I'm completely healthy in terms of physical, mental, and social. So that's what it means with health and wellness. So wellness is considered as an active process through which people become aware and makes choices towards a more successful existence. So wellness is considered as conscious, self-directed, and evolving process of achieving full potential. And it is also multidimensional, holistic, encompassing lifestyle, mental, and spiritual well-being, and the environment. And wellness is positive and affirming. So when you say I am wellness, I am good, I am healthy, so you need to consider all these points, that you are consciously well, you are self-directedly well, you are holistically well, and you have a better lifestyle, and you are positive towards life, and you have a affirmation that what you want to do and what you carry. Okay, so that is about wellness and health, how it matters. Then, coming to the last part, interrelationship between nutrition and health. So, eating a well balanced diet with adequate nutrients and appropriate calories is a fundamental requirement for good health. Okay, so if you are under good nutrients and with a healthy lifestyle, and with a healthy well-being, then you can take care, you can of enormous, you can take care of your health and devoid of any diseases. So that's the reason, when proper nutrition is there, good nutrition is there, definitely your health plays a role. So your health is well settled. Then the term optimum nutrition is defined as, if all the nutrients are present in a foodstuff what we eat in the required amount, then you call it as optimum nutrition. Okay, optimum nutrition. It becomes in, if there are some inadequate, and if it, then it will lead to malnutrition. So this may cause many deficiency disorders such as rickets, goiter, anemia, scurvy, etc. Okay, and if it is more, that is over nutrition, then it may lead to chronic disorders such as obesity, diabetes, etc. So this is about optimum nutrition, health, and fitness. So to brush what we have already done. So we spoke about what is food, then what is nutrition, what are nutrients. In that you have macronutrients and micronutrients. Then what are the factors influencing this food choices? Then what is health and wellness, and relationship between nutrition and health, and concept of desirable diet for optimum nutrition. So that is about unit 1. Now, if you have any questions, you can definitely post it in the chat box. One says, please maximize the screen of the slide. I don't think it's possible to do, because it has to be done by the host. It's definitely not possible. Anyway, I think I'm audible and you can hear me. So it should not be an issue. Then coming to the next part, that is nutrients. So the unit 2. So we will be studying here the functions, sources, and recommendations of both macronutrients and micronutrients. So we already spoke about which are the nutrients. So they are characterized as proteins, fat, carbohydrates, and vitamins and minerals as micronutrients. Okay. So, nutrients are the substances found in food which drive biological activity and are essential for human body. So, they are categorized as proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, and they perform different functions. Okay. First of all, building all parts of the body, such as muscle, bone, teeth, and blood. Okay, then second, producing energy. What is energy? Is what for required for work and to perform a regular functions. Then keeping the body in good working order. So whatever good working order in sense, what does it mean? That means you are healthy enough, you are healthy enough to take care. In that first one, you have energy. Okay, in the very first one you have energy. So we know energy is produced from the food what we eat. So this food energy is especially from plant source, that is carbohydrate in the form of carbon dioxide and water in presence of solar energy by a process called photosynthesis. So when the plants are exposed to sunlight, solar energy is sunlight, and it forms carbon dioxide and water, and thus making it is does it is excuse me. So the entire process of change in the form of energy is a natural phenomenon. So here, when we consume this food, so sufficient energy is developed within our body, and these energy are measured with a unit called as kilocalorie. So this kilocalorie is the amount of energy required to raise the temperature of 1000 ml water by 1 degree Celsius. That is from 15 to 16 degree. Then joule is a measure of energy in terms of mechanical work. So this is derived as in unit in the form of international system of units. So it is equal to the energy expended to move a mass of 1 kg to a distance of 1 meter using 1 Newton force. So 1 joule will be equal to 4.185 kilocalories. So approximately we say 4.2 kilocalories. Okay, so energy requirement. So what are the energy requirements for our body? What are the energy requirements? So what is why is energy required? It is equal to the total daily energy expenditure. So what are the total daily energy expenditure? It is the sum of the individual components of energy expenditure plus what is required to perform the work. So it is regularly metabolisms, that is any metabolisms, you eat food, you drink, you sit, you sleep. For that also you definitely require energy. Apart from that, the other outcourse what you do, that also requires energy, and this depends on your body size, composition and health, and also your physical activity. So that's the reason there is it is based on this ICMR or NIN with combination with National Institute of Nutrition, Indian Council Medical Research and NIN have come together to give us RDA, that is recommended dietary allowances, and they say 2400 kilocalories is must for a adult man and 1800 kilocalories is must for a adult women. So per day for 24 hours, they should be able to produce so much of energy by consuming foods. Okay. So in this, we have macronutrients, which is the major contributor of energy. Okay. So in that, 45 to 60%, 65% of energy is from carbohydrates, and only 20 to 35% from fats, and 10 to 35% from protein. So carbohydrate, as the name suggests, it's made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And they are also called as hydrates of carbon. And these on division, they give simple sugars, and they are the simple energy source. Okay. So sugars are simple carbohydrates, and when they break down they give split sugars like glucose and galactose. So fiber is also a carbohydrate, and when they break down they give minute fiber, for which are usually used for energy production. So glucose is the most widely distributed monosaccharide in nature, present in starch as well as cellulose. Then fructose is another free sugar which is present in fruits, vegetables, and honey. Galactose is rarely seen, and lactose is present in milk. So sucrose is the regular sugar, and it is a disaccharide of both glucose and fructose. Lactose is also a disaccharide, means there are two units of glucose which is present. One is glucose and another one is galactose. Then maltose. Maltose are usually present in wheat, barley, and ragi, and usually when they are sprouted. So this is made up of two disaccharides of glucose. And starch, which is found enormously in all cereal grains, potato, tapioca, plantains, etc. Starch consists of two types of polysaccharides. One is amylose and the other one is amylopectin. So amylose is a long unbranched chain of glucose, whereas amylopectin is highly branched polymer. So starch is stored within the plant cell in the form of water, that is insoluble granules. So when they are boiled and they cook, they swell up or they gelatinize. Okay, they gelatinize, and further they come to a process known as retrogradation. So what are the functions of carbohydrate? First of all, as a source of energy, each gram of carbohydrate provides 4 kilocalories of energy. Then glucose maintains the integrity of nervous tissues, and failure to meet the energy needs results in irreversible damage to brain tissue. Then health muscles also needs continuous supply of energy for normal functioning. Then protein sparing action. There is one thing called as protein sparing action. Why protein sparing action? Protein is required for our muscles. Okay, protein is required for our muscles. So if we don't take sufficient amount of carbohydrate, then protein gets utilized in the form of energy. That's the place where muscle wasting takes place and you become weak. And there are also disorders of carbohydrate metabolism. One is diabetes mellitus. Okay, diabetes mellitus. So here, because of there is a problem in the carbohydrate metabolism, there will be high blood sugar level. Then second is lactosemia. When lack of enzymes required necessary for metabolizing galactose happens, then the lactose increases. So this also is a major issue. Then glycogen storage disease. So glycogen is made up of glucose molecules. When the sugar glucose in the body is the main source of energy for the muscle sign, including the heart and brain. So if sufficient quantity of glycogen is not being able to store in our body, then also there are certain disorders. Then another one is fructose intolerance and lactose intolerance. So this is a hereditary disorder where if you consume any fructose or lactose, you are not able to digest inside our body because you don't have the enzyme fructase and lactase to digest these two sugars. So these are few diseases which is caused by disorders of carbohydrate metabolism. So when carbohydrate enters our body, it has to be properly metabolized. Otherwise, you will end up in these conditions and this will cause health hazards seriously. Okay, then coming to the next one, proteins. Okay, proteins. So proteins consist of amino acids. There are 20 amino acids. Some of them are essential and some of them are non-essential. Why they are essential? And why they are non-essential? Non-essential because few amino acids are able to be generated within our body, so it need not be present in the food what we consume, whereas essential amino acids are not generated in our body, so it should be available in the foods what we consume. So that's the reason it is known as essential amino acids and non-essential amino acids. Then coming to the first part, complete proteins. What do you mean by complete proteins? So dietary proteins providing all essential amino acids are known as complete proteins. In that, egg and milk are very, very important. Egg is also known as the reference protein. Then partially complete proteins. That means most of the essential amino acids are present, but one or more may be lacking. In that, wheat is a very good example. All the amino acids are present in that except lysine. Then total incomplete proteins. Proteins are there, but what is required for our body, those proteins are not present in those foodstuffs. What are the functions of proteins? First of all, growth and maintenance. So our body has to grow and also maintain. We have to have tissues, muscles, etc. Hormones, enzymes, all are basically proteins. So that is why proteins are very, very important for growth. Maintenance. Suppose you have a fracture in your hand or leg, then muscle has to develop there. There again, protein plays a role, it maintains. Then enzyme activity. So as I said, enzyme sources protein. So any enzymes to takes activity to take place in our body, definitely protein is required. Hormonal activity similar to enzyme. Then protein also acts as antibodies. That means which helps to defend our body against many diseases. Then maintenance of pH of body fluids. So this is amphiphilic in nature. It also maintains the pH of our body. Then transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide. To certain extent, it will take care of transport and storage, okay, of any oxygen. Then protein deficiency is also a serious issue, and it is known as kwashiorkor. So if you have any protein deficiency disorder, it will lead to three clinical syndromes: marasmus kwashiorkor and marasmic kwashiorkor. So usually the child becomes moon face, muscle wasting takes place, it is not able to eat, and it is not able to it will become very weak. So that's the proteins deficiency. Then coming to the next part, macronutrient, that are fats. These fats are essential for lubricating joints and also helping organs. And too much fat can lead to obesity, high cholesterol, liver disease, and other health problems. So unsaturated fats such as olive oil are also healthful, and then they also contain saturated fats. So lipid includes fats, oils, and fat-like substances. So any oil you are consuming, you will definitely know it is fat. Then characteristics of fat, you have first one is hardness. So vegetable fats contain more of oleic and linoleic acids, and they are present in groundnut or olive oil. And then hydrogenation. This is a process where liquid fats are converted to solid fat. Then emulsification. This happens mainly in cake preparations, etc., where liquid and fat are dispersed in a minute globule and reducing the surface tension. Then the next one is saponification. So when fatty acid combines with a cation, it forms a soap. That means it forms a liquid soap. So that is known as saponification. Then rancidity. Yes, oxidation of fats results in the changes of odor and flavor, and this is called as rancidity. Functions of fat. So body, first is body composition. All body cells contain some fat. Energy. The main function of fat is to supply energy. So each gram of fat when oxidized yields 9 kilocalories. Then satiety value. So when you have any foodstuffs, if it is protein or carbohydrate, etc., and consumed with fat, it will definitely give a fullness to what you eat. So that's known as satiety value. Then it increases the palatability also. So if suppose if you are eating some bread or butter, if you consume it with butter or ghee, it gives palatability. If bread is very, very dry, just with only with raw vegetables, so if you consume along with that, it gives you fullness. Then carriers of fat soluble vitamins. So dietary fats are carriers of, if you want fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, K to be absorbed in the body, definitely there is a need for dietary fats. Then insulation and padding. So subcutaneous layer of fat is an effective insulator. So it will take care of the body heat and it will reduce the cold weather. Essential fatty acids. So linoleic is an essential fatty acid that cannot be synthesized. So as I said, like essential amino acids, essential fatty acids also cannot be synthesized within our body. So you definitely have to consume in the form of food. Then phospholipids. There are certain this one minerals which definitely require lipids for the body to be consumed. So this is phospholipids. Then deficiency is very rare. Even if it happens, there is a disease called as sprenoderma, where the skin becomes very dry and scaly, and also it will lead to eczema. Then harmful, whereas excess fat is very high, so slow down the digestion, and it slows down the absorption of food. Obesity is the major issue. Then it also interferes with metabolisms of other minerals. Then coming to the next part, that is water. Okay, water although may not be a nutrient technically, but water is very much required for the body, and it contains no calories. It provides energy. So adequate hydration is very much required for the body to perform any functions in the body. So hence sufficient quantity of water should be there. Then coming to the micronutrients. So micronutrients, as I said earlier, required in small amounts. In that, minerals are very important. The very first mineral is potassium. So potassium is an electrolyte, and it enables the kidney, heart, muscles, and nerves to perform properly. And too little can lead to high blood pressure, stroke. Okay, so potassium is very important. Then sodium is another electrolyte which helps maintain nerve and muscle function, and it also regulates fluid levels in the body. So too little of sodium can lead to hyponatremia, where we will have lethargic, confusions, fatigue. Usually the table salt we consume will definitely take care of our sodium requirement per day. Then calcium. So body needs calcium to perform bones and teeth. So too little can cause bone and teeth weaken. So calcium should be consumed in sufficient quantity in order to take care of our bones. Then phosphorus. Phosphorus is present in all body cells, and it contributes to the health of the bones. So phosphorus in hand with calcium works together. So even if phosphorus comes down, calcium will not be able to perform properly. So calcium and phosphorus must go hand in hand. Then magnesium, this contributes to muscle and nerve function. Then zinc plays an important role in the immune system, that is the defensive mechanism. So iron, as you know, it is all crucial for formation of RBC, red blood corpuscles. So if there is deficiency of iron, definitely your blood hemoglobin level will go down. Then manganese. So this manganese is used to produce energy, and it also plays a role in blood clotting. So copper helps to make body to for energy, and also it is a producer of connective tissue and blood vessels. Then selenium is crucial for reproduction and thyroid health. So this is about the vitamins what we are talking about. Then coming to the other micronutrient, that is vitamins. In that you have water soluble vitamins, that means which are soluble in water. So in that first one you have vitamin B1, that is thiamine. So deficiency of this vitamin causes beriberi, and the sources of this thiamine are rice, fortified cereals. Then vitamin B2. This is riboflavin. So deficiency of these vitamin causes hormonal problems, skin disorders, swelling, etc. Vitamin B3, niacin. So this causes pellagra or skin changes. Okay, and it is present in liver, chicken, brown rice, fortified cereals, and peanuts. Then vitamin B5, that is pantothenic acid. This causes numbness and burnings in hands if deficiency is there. So this is a important sources of vitamin B5 are mushroom, sunflower seeds, and cereals. Vitamin B6, this is for pyridoxamine, and vitamin deficiency of pyridoxamine causes skin changes, swollen tongue, and this is present in chickpeas, cereals, potatoes. Then the next one, vitamin B7, that is biotin. So deficiency of biotin leads to hair loss or rashes around the eyes or conjunctivitis. So this is present in egg, sunflower seeds, sweet potato. Then folic acid. Folic acid or vitamin B9 deficiency causes weakness, fatigue, heart palpitation, shortness of breath. And the sources include spinach, that is palak, fortified cereals, and peas. Vitamin B12, that is cobalamin. So this deficiency causes anemia, fatigue, constipation, weight loss. And the sources include plant milks, breakfast cereals, and fish. Vitamin C, ascorbic acid. So deficiency of this causes scurvy, skin rash, gum inflammation, and the sources include citrus fruits, berries, green peppers, kiwi fruit, broccoli, baked potatoes. And the next part you have fat soluble vitamins. So the body absorbs fat soluble vitamins, and in this you have four types. One is vitamin A, D, E, K. So deficiency of vitamin A, in other words, it's also called as retinoids. So it causes night blindness. And the sources of vitamin A are sweet potato, spinach, dark green leafy vegetables, and carrots. Vitamin D. So when you are exposed to sunlight, exposure to sunlight at the current for some 5 to 10 minutes, definitely vitamin D is generated. And the other sources include cod liver oil, oily fish, dairy products. Vitamin E. So deficiency of this vitamins causes peripheral neuropathy or retinopathy. Okay, and this is present in wheat germ, nuts, seeds, sunflower oil, spinach. Vitamin K. So deficiency of these vitamin causes bleeding and hemorrhage. And the sources include green vegetables. Okay, the sources include green vegetables. Then coming to the last one, there are some nutrients which also act as antioxidants. And these antioxidants can be vitamins, minerals, and proteins, and few types of minerals. They produce some toxic substances against free radicals, and they discard foreign particles which has been entering into our body, and thus prevent our body from getting any type of diseases. So this is about nutrients, food, nutrition, health, and well being. So, if you are having any doubts, you are welcome to ask the question. You can either post it here or you can ask in WhatsApp also. For phone numbers are available in prospectus. So, we have students from all the stream. So, you are always welcome. You can go through this YouTube, and you can go through unit 1 and 2, and if there are any questions, you can definitely ask me through WhatsApp. So thank you for your time, and we'll continue with the classes. Please be updated with the website, and so any class schedule or any this one will be intimated in the website. Thank you once again.